Once upon a time, there was a small town called Ravenwood, located deep in the woods. It was known for its mysterious and dark history, with stories of supernatural occurrences and unexplained disappearances that have been circulating for centuries. One summer, a group of teenagers from a neighboring town decided to explore Ravenwood and uncover the secrets hidden within. They set out early in the morning, armed with camping gear and a thirst for adventure. As they made their way through the woods, couldn't shake the feeling that were being followed. The trees seemed to tower over them, and the rustling of leaves sounded like whispers in their ears. Reached the edge of Ravenwood and camped in a clearing. As the sun began to set, built a fire and settled in for the night, telling each other ghost stories and sharing their own experiences with the supernatural. As the night progressed, heard strange noises coming from the forest. Branches snapped, leaves rustled, and something seemed to be approaching their campsite. One of the girls let out a blood-curdling scream as a figure emerged from the darkness. It was an older woman, dressed in torn clothes and covered in blood. She had ghostly eyes and staggered towards the group, mumbling incoherently. The teenagers tried to run away, but the woman was still behind them. Chased them through the woods, eerie laughter echoing through the trees. Finally, they came upon an old cabin, ran inside and slammed the door behind them. The hut was dark and musty, and could hear the woman scratching at the door, trying to get in. Tried to escape out the back door, but the door was locked and the windows boarded up. As the night progressed, the teenagers began to realize that we're not alone in the cabin. Heard strange noises coming from the shadows, and saw something moving in the darkness. Soon realized that the woman wasn't the only thing haunting Ravenwood. The town was cursed, and the ghosts of those who had been wronged in the past rose from their graves to seek revenge. Teens fought for their lives. They were trapped in Ravenwood, with no way to escape and no help. In the end, only a few survived to tell the tale. They left Ravenwood forever, haunted by memories of that fateful night and the horrors encountered in the cursed city. When the survivors made it out of Ravenwood, they felt a sense of relief. Teenagers had survived the night and were finally free of the cursed city. Their relief didn't last long, however. Soon discovered they were not alone. The woman who had been chasing them through the forest was still following them, her mad laughter echoing through the trees. Tried to run away, but the woman was too fast. She caught up with them and knocked one of the survivors to the ground. When the others tried to help her, they were horrified to discover that the woman was not a ghost, but a real person. Woman was a local Ravenwood resident, driven mad by a curse that had plagued the town for centuries. The survivors were shocked to realize that all the supernatural phenomena had witnessed had been staged by the woman and her accomplices. Ravenwood were trapped not by supernatural forces, but by the townspeople themselves. The survivors stumbled upon a twisted game the residents of Ravenwood played with the strangers, luring them into the town and trapping them there to see if they could survive the night. Authorities eventually uncovered the truth about the massacre and the twisted game that started it all. The townspeople had gone mad because of a curse that had plagued Ravenwood for centuries, and their twisted game was a way to appease the spirits that haunted the town. But their actions have only brought more death and suffering to Ravenwood. Those who survived the twisted game were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives, haunted by the memories of the horrors they had witnessed. Years passed, and Ravenwood remained abandoned and forgotten, a place of darkness and death. Rumors persisted, however, that the curse still lingered, and that the town was still haunted by the ghosts of those who died in the massacre. Some say that if you venture deep enough into the woods around Ravenwood, you can still hear the eerie laughter of the woman who started it all, her bulging eyes and torn clothes forever etched in the memories of those who survived the twisted game. Others say that the town is forever cursed, a place where evil and darkness reign, and that those who dare to enter Ravenwood will never return. But one thing is certain. The story of Ravenwood and the twisted game that claimed so many lives will never be forgotten. A cautionary tale of the dangers of curiosity and the darkness that can lurk in the most unsuspecting places. The end.